A great good morning, guys. Welcome to another edition of Morning Live with the Guyanese Critic. This morning, I'm not as enthused as I normally am to do my morning live. It's becoming tiring having to educate a nation and highlight issues, and the returns of your hard work is not being seen. It could become frustrating sometimes, but this is only a day since I am only about 7 years in what I do, or being the Guyanese critic. They would have had leaders like Burnham who would have fought, and Jagan who would have fought for independence. And I could only imagine at that time they felt that at times they would have felt that all was lost. But they continued, they forged on, and today I could be the Guyanese critic. Mohammed Irfan Ali can be the president. Aubrey Norton can be the opposition leader. These are the opportunities afforded us as a result of the forging on of our forefathers. So today, I forge on. I'll do. It's not one of my best moods, but we have to discuss the issues. I went to the vigil last night that was kept at the Umanayana. Is that the thing named Umanayana? I pronounced it right for once, because I say Umanabi, and Umanabi is a holiday. Yeah. I'm hoping that you're coping, whoever you are. I've been tracking news agencies across the world. If there are people who did not know where Guyana was as a result of Jonestown, as a result of the massacres in Guyana, as a result of just recently the attempt rigging of elections, if there are people around the world who did not know where Guyana is as a result of the massive oil find, there are people who know Guyana now because of the great loss of life in the fire at Mahdia. It's a daunting time, it's a trying time. And it's a learning time. A lot of our weaknesses and strengths are now showing because we are at our utmost limit to deal with this situation. The leadership qualities of the president and cabinet is shown. The leadership qualities of the opposition is shown. One decide to love and console. Unfortunately, photo ops were done in the process, unfortunately. But the world wants to see what's going on. That is the world we live in. Hello, good morning.
Hey, good morning, critics. I want to say something, man.
Just be quick about it.
It may not relevant to what you are topic this morning, but these people, opposition, and these people that comments on this fire that took place there, and they're talking about the government security. Plenty of them ask them if they ever go and inspect a government building and see the code and if it's correct or not before they comments. They never go. They never go, and that's a duty of our opposition or anybody that speaks. That's all I want to say. Thank you very much.
All right, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everybody has an input. Everybody has something to say. A lot's been said. But as I say, the weaknesses and the strength of Guyanese as a people are showing up. Fortunately, what is in most cases and circumstances at the front burner of our discussions, race is not so. The Indian and the black did not care that it was only Amerindians who suffered. They poured, they came out, and there was an outpouring of love, affection, empathy, sympathy by all races. For once, we look past race and we are truly Guyanese. It is unfortunate that an opposition who sought to take away lands from the Amerindians didn't do anything for the Amerindians over the years. Members of the opposition come out and play the political card, the blame game, although what has happened, how it has happened, the results of these things have not been completely concluded as a result of an investigation. What we know, there was a fire a few nights ago in the wee hours of the morning. What we have learned, that it was lit by an incensed young woman who has serious problems. When there's a young woman that is of the age of 13 and 14 that has been misguided, that has passed through hardships, that has been abused, and then misguided by a man. Now let me tell you something. It's not optional. And that is where you know real men and the purpose of real men. It is not optional for you to decide, oh, so I see this girl, I is a big man, she love me. No, it's not optional. Anytime you want to be seen as a man, all men are supposed to know. All men. The manly thing is a guider. All men are supposed to know that a child under the age of 16 cannot give consent to sex. All men are supposed to know what grooming is. We call it reasoning in Guyana. A man is not supposed to be reasoning a little girl, a child. And I say again, all men are supposed to know. One of the unfortunate situations in Guyana, most men seem not to know. They don't know what the structure is of a man, what it means to be manly, what it means to lead. Now, like today, I will blame the men who abused this young lady, misused her, and caused her so much trauma that she acts out of the norm. She think if you take away her phone, she has the right to burn down a place. Do not forget, her intent might not have been killing anybody, but causing great attention to herself. Unfortunately, she got more attention than she bargained for. This is no way, shape, or form any attempt at representation of this young lady. The law has to take its course. And I can tell you from my experience and what we're seeing today, some children need to be put away. Some children need to be taken out of society. I am not the one to make that decision. The DPP will decide based on evidence, should the young lady be charged. The judicial system, based on evidence, will decide what form of punishment should be placed on her. And I am sure considerations will be taken into the fact that she needs help. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Hi, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Critic. Critic, the girl up on the school there, right? Where the man there? What been a text with the girl? You ever get the fucking man and put her life in prison, but the man can't say everything there? Hello?
Well, it is obvious that you are not versed in the law from... I hear you, brother. I hear you. I'll give my comment now. Salagu Bagu think the man should get jail for life. No. That's Smallie. This is the problem with our society. The cracks and the flaws show up because people feel the overwhelming need to express something. But what it shows is how lacking we are of knowledge. So that is why you have laws. In the event something happens, this is the result. The judicial system doesn't have karma. They have laws that have been structured in the event this happens. This would be the response. Now, as human beings are afforded the opportunity or the opportunities to choose for oneself, every human being has that opportunity. To choose for oneself. That is how and why you're placed in a court of law in a democracy, in a court of law with a jury of your peers. And sometimes it's mixed race people, people of different ages, men and women, different genders, and different mindsets. So things are presented to them the jurors, and the judge. Evidence is presented to them. Evidence is presented to the magistrate, expecting that as a human being, you made a decision on your own to light a match with take a lighter and a perfume and light a fire that caused this. You caused that upon yourself. The burden is there. The evidence is there. This is now presented to a magistrate. But the magistrate is not a wild, willy-nilly little girl. The magistrate is someone who is trained by a system, for a system, and is guided by laws. So the laws said, if she is found guilty, she can be in prison from 4 years to God in heaven knows when. Now, Lily get wild for Willie. And when she phone get take away, she decide for go berserk and burn down a place. But are we to castrate that man because he is not that other human being? Obviously not a man. He's man in the sense of the nature, not the meaning, since men should lead and protect, not prey upon. A man is a hunter and a provider. He should not be a predator. Because hunting, you got other things hunting and they said as a predator. You don't refer to men as predators. Men who are referred to as predators are perverted, are most likely perverts. So, Lagu Bagu call now, and a man should get jail for life. Well, what he did was wrong. And if found guilty, if he's brought before the court, you can't get a life sentence for that. This is the first thing. So people, in their haste to say, they're expressing any kind of thing. Right? You can't get a life sentence for it. You don't get a life sentence for it. If the girl says she's there with this man and this man gets she mad and she loved this man and this and that and she had sex with this man, he will be charged for sex with a minor that adds up to rape, go through the court process, and then face time for that. He in the cause for nothing. Her actions are wholly and solely her responsibility. What judges do and what the court system does is they do a psychiatric evaluation of the accused to have a better understanding when it comes to sentencing. No matter how you mad, how much a psychopath is, you get in jail. In having a psychiatric evaluation, they have a better understanding of what caused you to do. Whether you're a monster, a maniac, or just a Looney Tune. And that helps in sentencing and also prescribing some sort of a remedy. Because the prison system is one of reform. That is what the structure is about. It is supposed to reform you. Unfortunately, within the prison system, there is no reform. It does two things. It either makes you worse or break you. So Lagu Bagu, thanks for your input, brother. I hear your feelings, but that's one of the weakness that's showing up. Everybody got an ID. Last night, I'm coming to Smallie. By the way, Smallie, The police is on Smallie's trail. The Mazaruni prison escapee. I'm going to show you on Google. I'm coming to that. Let's go to last night, the president visiting the vigil. The opposition was not there. Obviously enable or shows an inability to express empathy. Nothing new with the opposition. Hello, good morning, brother. Just be quick about it.
Yeah, brother, morning. I don't know about Guyana law, but like over here, especially like she age, one of the things that I look at if she was premeditated, she light the fire, but if she intention was to kill, you know, she is a child and she should be held responsible for her action. But at the same time, because of she age, I don't know even sure she age.
She's about 13, 14, thereabouts.
Okay, well, you see, she's still thinking as a child. She might light the fire, she pissed off and she light the fire, but she didn't intend to kill. So them is things that will look at, you know, to give she a sentence or figure what charge and
well, I can tell you, brother, unless a psychiatric evaluation is done that finds her to be a psychopath.
Yeah.
I have been across this country. I'm very reserved about Amerindian people because of my experience with them.
Yeah.
You hear what I'm telling you?
Yeah.
I am very reserved. Because of the sensitive nature of this situation, I don't want to say, I'm saying I'm very reserved.
Yeah.
Right? But I've been across this country and there's highly likelihood that they would have been a young Amerindian girl of her age unless she's diagnosed as a raving psychopath. You understand? And the things that underline things like that is when young children start killing animals and all those kind of things. Now, I could relate to what she done because I'm looking across the country and see how women respond to relationships. You understand?
Yeah.
So she ain't no, you look at men who feel rejected, what they've been doing to women. You understand? They ain't killed 20, but they brutally kill one woman. Hands-on job.
Yep.
You understand?
Yep.
So unless she's labeled as a raving psychopath, I think it's highly unlikely that she would have premeditated, planned that. If she could have seen,
I think so.
if she could have seen her sisters crying and being burnt like barbecue, she would have never even lighted the fire. If she could have foreseen, if she had that much understanding or initiative to foresee the inferno that occurred there, she would have never done that.
Never do it.
You understand? Nonetheless, in a society such as ours, there are no excuses for wrongdoing, because in the delivering of penalties for one actions, it's also as a deterrent and a message to the multitudes. No way, shape, or form, anyone, child or not, can do things like that and get off.
Exactly.
You understand?
And one more thing, yesterday, you know, we always know you're the realest thing, but you see that thing we exposed about that demon thing yesterday? Nobody really pay attention to that. You're the only person come up back with that, you see? So that crowned you as the realest thing.
I hear you, brother. Thanks for the words of support.
Call you.
Roger, we
yes,
talk.
brother. Me and you got to talk something else offline another day. No, you're busy. All right, then.
So, last night and all of that, again, I'm telling you, I've been across many communities. I've run into many of those little Amerindian girls. And they don't have that persona. unless a qualified person come and list her as a raving psychopath. I'm telling you, I could tell you off the bat. She didn't premeditate that. She could not have seen it. Now here, laugh. If you premeditate you want to do, one would have to have an in-depth understanding of what the end result would be like. You show me what movie she see, or will she hear or know that 20 people get burned up for calculate, well, I want to burn so much people. You understand? She wanted attention. Hello, good morning. Where you want to listen to yourself, brother? Hello, good morning. Hello. Block you. You can change me mood this morning, brother. Black. Anybody call and strip it, you just black. I want nobody change me mood. Yes. So to suggest premeditation, a number of issues have to be seen. Now, in studying a young child, one has to like, I want to get a result. The intent is to maim, harm, kill, whatever. I want to get a result. Why do I want to get... What knowledge would I have? What knowledge would a 13-year-old girl from Mahdia have? She wasn't alive when there was the Bartica massacres. How would she have been impacted? That she now could go and say, I will act in this manner to get specifically this result. Me could discuss this, me and regular Harry partner, me and regular Harry. Me could discuss this and me background, me and certified in psychology, me could discuss this is common sense. If you are going to suggest I premeditated, I would have to say, was I looking at comic books? Am I delusional? You understand? And to premeditate. Because who is to suggest that the intention, it was 57 girls in the dormitory, who is to suggest that it wasn't the intention to kill 57? Was the intention to kill one? What was the intention and how so? What background would a 13-year-old have to know that this would be the end result? So those are some of the questions that have to be asked, and most people are using common sense. Now, the president, I'll start with this. The president, there was a vigil last night at the Humanayana, and these are photographs from that vigil. I was there, and as I said, a lot opens up in this country. A lot is shown. The opposition action is shown because they speak. They have no action to show. This is the Prime Minister, Mark Phillips. And as you will see clearly, we have gone across and been able to overcome our racial divide and every other divide. Most of the nation, it seems that the opposition lacked the ability to see past the personal interests, wants, and needs, and greeds. So this is from last night. This is the president addressing the people there. This is one of the victims who had a fractured arm in the process. You guys know Jane Miller? Jane Miller is the ambassador, the UK ambassador, High Commissioner to Guyana. An English woman, a woman who represents the people who in a past time were our colonial masters, who oppressed us. But she too is touched, visibly so. We have been overcome. We have been able to see past our angers and everything else. And even Miss Miller, who know, I look at her as Guyanese because Jane don't miss nothing. She's at every event, anything that goes on in Guyana. She plays an integral role. She travels across Guyana. She has become one of us. Everybody has been affected. Massive outpouring. The Commissioner of Police, all ministers of government, all ambassadors. I'm hoping to come across the opposition leader here. I'm hoping to come across a photograph of the opposition leader here. People of all walks of life, all Guyanese, came out to show their support. Last night, we were Guyanese. We were all one. If you can find photos of the internet of past presidents who are so integrated and shows this level of genuine care for a people, please help and post. Granger's lead car. I know of this personally. I was at the scene. Former President David Arthur Granger. A car was going to carry guns for his security. There was an accident at Friendship. 4 people lost their lives. Granger stopped, looked into the car, saw the bodies, did not even choose to help. And I'm not meaning heisting. His vehicle, since they had sirens, could have rushed some of the dying and injured to the hospital. There was no assistance rendered. He jumped back into his car and left those to die right there. This is not playing politics, but this is showing a different kind of leadership. A leadership that is not militant, but more loving and caring. Because after all the fights we've had over the years, all the politics we've played with the lives of the Guyanese people, it is obvious that the Guyanese people need to be cared for. The Guyanese people need to be loved. The Guyanese people need more time and attention. This here shows that we all stand together. Now, I want to talk about something that I'm seeing going on. I was called by a friend this morning. He said the president has expressed a need to not have the young lady pictures being posted. And he wished for me to do it since how I put over things. So this young lady has committed or caused to have a heinous crime be committed. And her pictures all over the internet. I must tell you, for those who are posting photographs of the young lady on their Facebook page, it is an illegal act. A minor abused or embroiled in any criminal act, the photograph of a minor cannot be used. Just so you know, I messaged one person on their page because they get up the girl. This is the girl who caused the thing. I realize we're angry. But how do we respond to anger? Or how do you respond when, as a result of a 12-year-old girl being angry, she caused the deaths of 19 others? Do you respond with anger? And you continue to see persons who want to see themselves as adults, who want to be seen as matured, who want to be seen as influencers and leaders, posting photographs of this young lady. I ask you again, as a result of anger and not thinking things through, a young lady is said to have caused the fire that killed 19 people. Are you to suggest to me your response to her? In your response to her, you would be using anger, and that is okay. Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. I'm calling from this number 622-7740.
You're calling from or you're calling to?
I'm calling to this number. I'm calling from this state. Who am I speaking to?
You called
Hello?
to talk to somebody.
Yes, I'm talking, but right now I'm looking at a program with critics and the pastor. The pastor should be shaken, put in jail, and charged for murder. All them nonsense in Guyana, sir. I'm telling you. And the man, the other journalist who beat the woman in Barbie's supermarket, he on the air. Guyana is full of nonsense. People lawless. The government need to get their eyes open. And whoever set the fire need to be dealt with severely. This is our complaint here. We watching Guyana News, tea, breakfast, and dinner. The country is lawless. The law is lawless. The pastor who possesses right now, Critic showing you, the pastor have the children on the floor. The government tolerating that. The pastor should put his shit in jail, sir. He's one to contribute for nonsense. I'm calling from the United States. I'm a Guyanese. I go there all the time. The country is upside down. I'm telling the truth. I'm calling from Queens. We watch this Guyanese news, tea, breakfast, and dinner.
All right, I hear you, ma'am.
Yes, it's disrupting and it's sad. It's sad. And that place at Borneo, they should have security guards. They should have lectures monitoring these girls and telling them when there's fire. They should have drills. They should have security guards. They should have many staff supervising them. Not because they come from India. The ministers and all of them who fighting for salary and fighting for politics, they need to pay attention to the people needs. The people needs. A lot of people don't have a pension. When they got to put in for their pension, they're getting pushed around. NIS, they're getting pushed around. A lot of stuff. You put in for housing, they're taking 50 million years. If you could give them money in their hand, you get a house spot right away. I'm a Guyanese. I go there twice a year. My name is Bibi Robertal. I watch Guyana news round the clock. I just went there in February. I'm going back there 2 weeks from now. It's sad. It's sad for that country. It's sad, not because they're the interior and they're Aborigines. People take advantage. You see a little girl getting baby for a businessman. A little girl going to school in the interior. They're fooling them with little money and artificial things and have sex with them and getting babies. All these things the government...
Auntie Bibi, I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. Your sentiments have been expressed.
Yes, lock them up. Anyone who disappeared from jail, say you're going police officer, prison officer. You need to be fired and locked up. You're going to let a prisoner who killed so much people say you're going to talk to a woman? Nonsense. It couldn't happen in America. It couldn't happen here. Thank you, sir.
All right, ma'am. Auntie Bibi, serious. One of the problems is Auntie Bibi are addressing genuine concerns. It's just she know how to forget it across. Because if you allow Auntie Bibi to come now, she would run with a cutlass and broadside and it would be more confusion. You understand? Because she would go back to... By the time she come here and start take cutlass and broadside people and broke up and thing, yes, and she going back with black and blue eyes, like every shade she got done. And she wouldn't want to come back every 2 times a year again, right? So Auntie Bibi said genuine concerns, but the deliverance little thing, you understand? Because if we talking about people having a discipline and dealing with their concerns in a certain way, but just broke up, forget the thing start out. Hello, good morning.
Morning, Critic.
Yes, brother.
I'm just calling to watching a program and calling to give my opinion about what transpired. So now you can't blame other people and you got to hold people responsible for the action. You can't blame the pastor or the same pictures on the internet with
No. Again, I can't say I'm blaming the pastor, but the pastor, in the same words you're saying, has to be held responsible for his actions. You understand?
Yeah.
So if you go across, and if you indoctrinating little girls, little gullible little girls, and giving them the opinion and a leeway that something is wrong with them, and all he's hollering is fire and fire and fire, why do you think she did not find any other thing than to light a fire?
But...
Now here I telling you, if you there wrong, people, and all they hollering is chop and chop and joke and joke, when you go to them little school by on the road, there's got a scissors in the back package, you know that? Yes, sir. Do you remember the days of the joker? The ice picker. You remember the days of the ice picker?
Yeah.
Because that doesn't circulate anymore. We don't have people moving around with ice pickers anymore. I remember ice picker was just a sharp rod with a point. They use you don't even got ice pick in jail.
You know, so far with the juvenile holding center there.
Yeah.
Good. Sometimes they got roadblock down the night. When you pass in, they got roadblock and they got build up for traffic. You must hear how them little children be going on in there. Or you must just pull up at night and listen and hear how them little children going on in there.
I hear you, brother.
They got old people responsible for their actions, man.
No. Again, the young lady should be held responsible for her actions. I am suggesting for things to happen this way, there was a build-up. Where did it start? Being young in age, there's a certain gullibility. You understand? There's a like around me. If you come,
my opinion for me, you know, is the root cause of this here because they took away corporal punishment from schools. Children got no respect for teachers and adults anymore.
Well, my brother, big politicians, big people. Do you know that one time Joey Jagan light fire to a wing of the Queen's College? You know about that?
Yeah.
So, there was corporal punishment at the time. There was a long time. If people they get caught and then get burned up, don't we go there? We are progressing as human beings. What happens and what we're doing, and that's what we're discussing this morning. People want to find something to blame because of how we feel. We hurt. We angry. You understand? What we have to do is put all the evidence on the table and you work your way backward at what would have caused this. What is the first thing? The bottom line here is a fire. And things happen after, nobody ain't paying attention. The opposition come out, not with empathy, but trying to get political mileage, right? So one more damaging thing happen is the opposition actions. So there's the last thing. So we stop there. You put opposition action. What was those actions? Then just before that, you put fire, killing 19. And then before that, who caused the fire? Girl, 13. And then you go back. What was she situation? There with man, 20-something, who there with two other girl, right? Bam, 30-something. We put up on the table. Then we go back. 2 weeks before pastor. This is a prevalent thing, by the way. It's going on in New Amsterdam, all over the place. Only girls of a certain age getting demons. You understand? What the hell is going on? Hold for me. Let me call you back. Yeah, Winston.
Hi, are you around? Close by?
No, I'm in the studio. What happened?
Okay. I'm going to talk to Subram about the walk plan that he put together. I know we were going in with it and you didn't object to it, but
I'll come and have a look at it. Give me.
No. I gotta deal with him right now, right? So I want a walk breakdown plan that we don't have to go back and forth with them about how disbursements are gonna go.
No, but start working on that. I'll come there in a moment.
All right.
Safe. Yeah. So you gotta go back. Then you go back to the man and the pastor. Then a cross. You gotta put this on the board and look at it. Yeah. So you got the girl there with the big man. Phone get take away. So in sense she decide for burn down a place. You got the big man who ain't know he's supposed to there with a little girl. You put in these things and you're coming back. Then you ask yourself, how many times can we multiply this situation? Let me say the area. Then you ask yourself, why is this happening constantly? So you put your issues on the table and then you go back. That is how it's done. You don't care. Well, it's got to be capital punishment. It got to be the PPP, the PNC. Now, if it is found that this, somebody called me yesterday and they said, Critic, go cross all the dams with little Amerindian girls. Just lock them in. Why are they being locked in? Let's get a little hatty around 11, 12, 13 and so. And people get them thing for drink and do them all kind of thing. Oh, why is that so? If the laws are there that all the men should know that they're not supposed to prey on younger girls, is there a problem with the law not being enforced? While young Amerindian girls can walk anyway and have a nice time like every other young girl. Are their fathers not there for them as guiders? Are their mothers not there for them? What is going on? And that is how you go back. And you try to figure out, and then you get a policy that guides. Is it totally are bringing Amerindian girls out and bringing them into society at a young age just early for secondary school? Because the primary school, all the communities got primary school, but secondary school, they come, well, they're going to go back and get schooling in the community till they're old enough to manage for themselves. We can't be bringing Amerindian girls out at a young age and they ain't equipped for this. They've seen the world. They've seen all the shiny things. That is how you have to look at it. You know what I said? Oh, what are you trying to say? Well, if it is a case, whereas they're being misused and abused when they're taken out of their natural habitat, a habitat that changes vastly for them. Imagine the age of puberty. You got somebody to entice you with things. You're hot. You're wild. You understand? You just come out of the bush. They ain't got all these fancy things out here, but I got car and this and that. Very easy to entice you. Very gullible. We gotta make an informed decision. You understand? I am just putting things on the table. We ain't making no lamb, rocking no lie. You come out and there's a case where is the men jail the men. 25, 30 men go to jail for rape at them little girl. And that's easy to find, I'm telling you. With what's going on in this society is easy to find. The story ain't done yet. Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning. This is Critic.
Yes, ma'am. How can I be of help to you? Please be quick about it.
I'm watching you right now live concerning the burning of the children there.
Yeah.
Right now, all of these people them are calling you and talking things. They have right to call and talk things, but there is a time of grieving and a time of sadness. And right now, Guyana is a beautiful country. I'm from Guyana. And I love my country. I'm calling from Curacao. And they all talking things what they're supposed not to talk right now, blaming this one, blaming that one, and blame. You know something? With children, I deal with children. I work in a foundation, a victim foundation. And discipline starts from your own home. You have to discipline your children. Respect our elders. Respect. When you leave to go to school, you have to respect your teacher, no matter if you don't like it or not. And it's a time of grieving. And all of these people calling, talking things, they don't know what they are talking. It's not time to talk all these things. It's time to lift the parents of what the president was talking. So I just want to all my sympathy for the people in Guyana and the families then.
All right, ma'am. Thank you.
Have a nice day. Mm-hmm. You're doing a great job. Keep it up.
Trying my best. If I used to get money for every time I hear her doing a great job, I would have been a millionaire. Well, as a result of the thanks that I get. Yeah. So this is the scene here. And even our Muslim brothers turned out. The Chinese ambassador, everybody turned out overwhelmingly. The care and support in this time of hardship and tragedy. The students of Queen's College, Minister of Education, Priyamani Chan. I could tell you she's been on the ground since the morning of the incident. This all headed by President Ali, who seems bent on intent on seeing one Guyana at all cost. I'll leave this a bit and I'll come back to the opposition just now. But let me carry you to what's going on with Smallie right now. How must find back the downloads by? How? What? Control G? Session. Hold the fudging mic. Speak clearly. And then take it off. How do I get the downloads? So, this is the present situation here. Yesterday, sometime around 11 o'clock, saw operator, and I'll go to the Google map just now, and I'll show you. A saw operator reported to the police that he was tied up by Smallie. So this little area you're seeing here, that area there, the clearance, is a farm. Right? And if you look, it's straight across from the Mazaruni prison. This is the Mazaruni prison here, straight across here. That's a farm. This here that you're seeing there, that line, is the Bartica airstrip. Smallie, sometime within the last 48 hours, was in this area, and he and two other individuals tied up a saw operator. The police have since tracked them in this direction and are in this area hunting for Smallie. So the police are on Smallie's trail. Let me take you to the map. So this is a map of Guyana. You could Google this anytime. So you get an understand what's going on. What we gotta do here, boy? We can get problem here now because let me see. Raja. So I can use this here, sir. So, Jesus Christ. What the fudge happened here? By like me going to a different world. Let me get this for you. What the? So this is the Mazzaroni prison area, as I would have shown you guys recently. This is the Mazzaroni prison area, and the area that just off the shores here. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Just calling this is Critic.
Speaking, sir. How can I be of help to you?
Yes, I just watching it concerning this Mahdia business is saying that at least they should get track of dogs.
Well, I can tell you, the Guyana police force ain't sparing nothing. All the dog, they got planes, they got helicopter, all of the back there. And yours truly will be going soon.
Okay then.
I'll be on the ground very soon.
Okay then, Critic.
Roger.
Never want to forget.
So this is the Mazzaroni prison. This is the area that Smallie would have escaped from. Smallie was sighted now. This is Bartica, the island of Bartica. So Smallie was sighted. And let me show you. Smallie was sighted. Gotta go down a little more. So, just to give you guys context, this is the Mazzaroni prison where Smallie escaped from. Straight across the Mazzaroni River. Smallie, them tie up a man in the last 48 hours right here. This is the island, this is the township of Bartica. Here, this is the airstrip. Just a few miles away from there. This is a farm. This open spot we are seeing here is a farm. Right? So there's road networks and so close to this farm. You see? This is a farm and a lager there. You see what's going on there? Not too far from the farm is the airstrip. There's the airstrip here. Right? That is the airstrip. So the guy is safe with his family. I'm going to be talking to him soon. And right now, the police are in this area here, following a trail. They are in this area following a trail. I don't know how far they've moved since yesterday. But they're on Smallie's trail. Just so you know and giving you an update. Again, photographs of the young lady who committed what could only be seen as a heinous crime by causing a fire that went on to kill 19 persons should not be shared on social media. It is illegal. It's not. You can't decide. It is against the law. The Guyana Police Force need to act on these cases, these Facebook pages. I don't know what their unit does. I called one person yesterday and tell them, and they choose not to hear. Miss something, some page. I ain't even finding the pages then. Right? it is illegal. You should not share. She's a minor. Whatever you feel she did, whatever you feel the circumstances should be or the penalty should be, has nothing to do with the law. You too will face the law if you think she should face the law for what she did. Right? At this time, let's not take the pattern of the opposition. They seem not to have their ducks in a row. At a time when we should be mourning, they try to play the blame game. Should not be. I am saying clearly here, there needs to be a thorough investigation. The house mother who locked those doors and everybody who are found guilty of anything or who are found to be responsible for anything that led up to the death of those 19 people should face the full brunt of the law. A thorough investigation. Did the fire department do their job properly? Who did and did not do their job properly? Everybody, including the little girl. But an investigation would have to be done. Who responsible have to face the consequences. That is my take this morning. I take my leave.